movie ono coming soon. Leye pute moremo ninera. Atulengere karango kayo. The Expendables. Ugandan Expendables.
Bastard.
Action packed is the movie. Production Remoni. Obona mani mularu. Eno yineri mukubo. Natujirete. Super Deadly Kingsi. Operation Ikakongoliro. Eri coming soon. Anonira. Expendables. Yamuna Uganda yeno. Anonira. Remoni Film Productions. The Expendables, Ugandan Expendables. Action comes from the word you go. Rapid gunfire. Operation Ikakongoliro. Gwe. Kamejitu. Unire modu. Sisi Ikakongoliro. The action is ready to be. Movie on coming soon. Eno yeja. Nagande wakalinga chino chereta. Eno yeri coming soon. Bakubiri takubino. Yechecho. Labe modu. Sasi Ikakongoliro. Movie. Ugandan Expendables. Oh, coming soon. Tunodira. Wikidi ndeni coming soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to yet another episode of Rogan Radio live from the friendly confines of Studio A here on the luxurious ranch of Casa de Rogan.
Yep.
Lumberport.
Yep.
West by God, Virginia. Tonight's
Yep.
big show. As you can tell, back on our annual visit. Ooh, we have Tracy and we have Chuck. We're going to talk about hogs for dogs tonight. This is I love this. I love this, by the way. Big ride.
Yep.
Chuck, you have never in my life, as long as I have known you, said anything so short as yep. Now, what in the hell, man?
We're excited about it. It's our 18th year, so
That's awesome, brother.
It's old hand to us now, but we still get excited.
Yeah, that's coming up on the 15th, right?
June 15th.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, that's coming up close. A
Yeah.
couple weeks now.
Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
crunch time.
We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about everything that goes along with that. You're going to have the Bikers Night coming up this Thursday.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's going to be fun as
Oh
balls.
yeah, it's going to be at the Ritzy Lunch.
Back downtown?
Yep, which hasn't happened for a few years now, so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
It's been a few years.
It
before
sure
that.
has.
Yeah, that's
This
going to be
year
good.
it's going to be super special. We actually have RG's Almost Heaven Harley Davidson and Triple S Harley Davidson working together to sponsor the prizes. So we're going to have some good prizes to give away.
Dang gum. Hey, do me one favor, Tracy.
What?
Give Chuck a kiss right on his forehead. Yeah, and now on his lips. Actually, I was just going to ask you to pull the microphone closer to you, but since I got you to do that, you know what? That's good enough for me. I'll settle for that. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are back in here.
Thank
It's
you.
been a
Thank you.
heck of a long time.
Yep.
We're also going to talk to Chris Rope from downtown in Shinston. He has Finders Keepers, a store down there. They have you ever been down to the Wind Down Wednesdays in town?
Sure have. It's a good time.
love
Is it good? Oh, I've yet
Oh,
to
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
I've yet to do that.
Very family friendly. Our granddaughter Giada loves it.
Really?
Yeah.
Chad, can you pull up at number 2, please? On Tracy's a little bit. Give me another one there, Tracy.
What do you want me to
Yeah,
do?
that's perfect. hey, do me-
Chucky.
yeah, exactly. Let's try
No
this.
one will know who I'm actually talking about.
Let me, hey, you know what? No joke, right? Hey, listen. I have a great thing that you can try. Let's see. Why I'm talking about
no.
this? Yeah, because you know what? Say something again there, because I like that voice.
Hello.
Yeah. Listen, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking what you need to do is say like 1-900. Give me an ad.
Please call me at 1-900 Southern Comfort.
Oh,
We could be
it
making
sounds like
money at
she's
this.
done this before.
I'm telling you. Dang gum. That is fantastic. Southern Comfort. That is fabulous. That is fabulous.
That was quick too.
Was that something new?
Yeah. Southern Fried.
Dang, there's all kinds of ones in there like that. That's fantastic. So we're going to talk about that. We also have some things to talk about. Have you ever worried about your health? You know what? We like to anymore talk about these things that help you out with health. Maybe because they have new things. How would you like to know, or would you like to know, about a new toilet seat that you could sit down that they have the iPhones now, that the watches that will take your like EKG and things like that, to let you know. Because I don't exercise, so I don't wear anything like that. Plus, I'm so attuned to the way the world works. I just tell time by the sun.
There you
know.
go.
But anyway, they have a toilet seat out now. So when you're giving yourself shithouse polio from sitting down too long watching YouTube videos, you can get your. It will tell you everything. It will take your.
The first time I heard you say that, I think about that every time now. When I'm on the toilet and I get up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand up. I can't walk. I think of you saying that.
That is too funny.
So I think of you on the toilet.
Jimmy sits in the toilet.
Is your mic on, Brucey?
What's up with Bruce?
Try and see if your
Brucey,
button's
you sound
on.
like you're in
You
a
were just on a
tunnel.
second ago.
Bruce.
What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Where are you at, Bruce?
Try it again, Bruce.
Hello.
There.
Yay,
Hey,
Brucey.
you know what? I'm gonna say what I say. When
Brucey's back.
the Jimmy sits on the toilet,
Yeah.
he probably just says, "Man, I wish this one give me concho."
Concho.
Everybody listens probably like, what's concho?
Are you aware of what concho is? There's a game in Japan. By the way, which we went to go see Godzilla the other night. We're going to talk about that too, which is actually pretty good. But there's a game in Japan. It's like, when in America, one of the great things is you either have National Guard Day or you go up to somebody and you say, hey, do you have a sleeping bag? And they'll say, yeah, and they'll smack you and they'll say, okay, let me wake it up for you. One of them kind of things. Or they'll give you like a wedgie,
yep.
a big wedgie. Well, in Japan, they don't do any of that stuff. They do it way better. If you're not paying attention and you're bending over to, say, tie your shoes or picking up a pencil, they'll get their two fingers together like this and shove it straight up your ass. Yeah, that's how they do things over in Japan. That's how they do it. That's
Straight up the butt crack.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Must be a friendly country.
That's why they're
Remind
so
me
hardcore.
never to use their pencils.
Exactly. What I want to know right now is who do we have? Who's online with us right now? Anybody know?
Oh, we got Donnie Everett,
Hello, Donnie from DC.
Wayne Worth.
Tim Southern.
Ooh, Wayne Worth. Why is
Dr. Hall.
You know what? We're having internet problems
Henry
tonight. I can
Gomez.
tell you right
Yeah,
now.
it seems like it's real slow.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that too. There's been a
Oh,
lot of
slow.
storms coming around the area, and normally we have some like little music in here, and I'm not sure. We'll just use this. Okay, who else we got on here? Don't let this stuff bog you down.
Mary Lewis,
Mary Lewis.
Henry Gomez,
I saw Pam Curry on here earlier.
Pam,
Hello, Pam.
Megan
Cindy.
McIntyre.
Hello, Megan.
Mac and,
Andy Williams.
She's looking for D-Mac right now. The only problem is D-Mac's not here.
No.
Uh-oh.
Darren's old lady Cindy is on here.
I saw Dr. Hall. Dr. Hall's on. Hello, Andy. What's going on, man? What's happening?
Carol Miller's on here.
Hello, Carol.
Oh yeah, my wife's actually on here because now we have internet that can support.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, explain
Come
that
out
to
of the
me.
dark
We,
ages.
we come out of the dark ages, man. Now
Welcome,
we ended up.
Is that the way that Derek is?
we have Viasat now instead of Frontier.
What's viral set? Is that some kind
Viral,
of like?
yeah, it's
I
something.
thought
you
he said a
catch.
viral sack.
I did too.
Viasat.
I was going to ask if it was painful.
We don't want to hear
But,
about
yeah,
your
so-
sack, D. I mean, jeez.
But yeah, so we now have internet through the satellite.
Oh, how's it working for you? Pretty good.
Real good, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you pick up porn channels on that thing?
5,000. That's off DirecTV.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, that's pretty awesome, man. I haven't never. Is that like a Blue Star? Who's it through?
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called?
Viasat. Yeah.
Vias-
It's a
Vita-
satellite internet. Yeah.
Viasat.
Yep.
That
Talking
just
about a
sounds.
sack again.
That's that's pretty awesome. So anyway, let's get talking to Tracy and Chuck. This is what the entire thing that we're doing tonight. Talking to Chris here a little bit later, but we're talking with Chuck and we're talking with Tracy right now. You had the Hogs for Dogs coming up. It's basically a dice run. Is that
Yep,
basically?
it's a dice run.
And all the proceeds go to the Harrison County
Harrison
Humane
County
Society. We should have had Joe. We went up there last year and made a video with Joe. He's a cool cat.
Yeah,
Joe
he's
is a
real good.
wonderful employee of the shelter.
he most
and a
certainly is.
volunteer.
So
Yes.
give us a little details. I mean, what you can of what the ride is going to be like this. How many miles and stops and things like that.
We're going to have 5 stops, 104.5 miles.
Ooh.
Most of it's along the river, so that's always nice.
That's
I know
gonna be awesome.
Tracy, she loves to ride along the river.
I do.
We got one of our stops used to be an old burlesque hall, which is really cool in my opinion.
Right. That's probably where they're going to find the python that got lost down in Morgantown.
Big. Or the bear.
Or it could be the bear.
Yeah.
Or the deer that went through Walmart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the croc.
Or the croc.
Yeah,
The Croc in the West Fork.
It sounds like
Or the porta
big,
potty.
great, scary
Yeah,
movie.
it's missing too.
Somebody stole a porta potty. Who would
It's
steal?
missing.
Out of all things you could steal, why would you steal a porta potty?
Well, actually,
No
there's a
doubt.
place on eBay that has a bunch for sale. They said to start looking on there for it.
You know, I want to get on there and write a review and say these things aren't worth shit.
Just take your shit and go.
It's worth a shitload of money.
I dumped all my money into this thing, and look what happened. So, how many stops do you actually have?
We've got 5. We got the Brickside, Whitetail Crossing, Jimmy's Place, Tanya's Bar in Reedsville, Bittinger's, and RG's Motorsports, and then back to the Brickside.
And you've been doing this for now 18
18
years
years,
now,
yeah.
and that's all. I mean, do you have any idea of the impact that you actually make with the Humane Society?
I know they rely on it every year
Yeah.
pretty heavily, but it's a good time. So I really never thought about that side of it. I
Yeah,
guess.
because because that's the big aspect of it. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody has fun, and that's what I love about bikers, and I love about dice runs. I love about all of these different things, and it seems like there's getting more to be more and more and more of them.
absolutely.
And when you get all these 1,000 bikes together, or 500 bikes, whatever it might be, and the impact that you can make on whatever you decide that you could do, and it is a good time.
Yep.
Oh, definitely. We've had some establishments tell us that was the most money they've ever made in one day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
What are your big sponsors? Who do you have helping you with this
Well,
year?
actually, as this year, we have RG's Almost Heaven Harley Davidson. They're our main sponsor, and RG Motorsports. The Brickside donates their time and effort to get the food prepared, put out, and cleaned up for us. For the first 10 years or so, Chuck and I did all that. We made all the
yeah.
food, cooked
Wow.
it, took it, and had to clean up, sweep parking lots. I mean, so we're out of there. And then we have Chris Boyce and Associates, who now donates I think this is his 3rd year to donate our grand prize for the winner. So that doesn't even come out of our money. He donates it.
Oh, that's super. That's super nice then.
Yeah.
DeLallo Italian Foods has been a fabulous sponsor for us for the last 12 years.
And they got great food, too.
Yeah, they were their only West Virginia charity, and they give me enough to, after we're done, then Chuck and we donate to the other charities. The food.
Oh,
Yeah. So
well, that works out really nice.
yeah,
then.
they've been very gracious to us, and Lamar Advertising donates all the billboards from Fairmont, Morgantown, Clarksburg, Bridgeport, all through the state. Those are already up and running this weekend. We have the Froggy radio station and Hot 105. They'll be doing a live remote from Bike Night and from the run this year.
Sweet.
And they do all of our commercials, which they're running continuously now that Chuck and I do. This year we have a couple new sponsors. We have Appalachian Axe Throwing Company.
Now tell
Very
me
cool.
about
Yeah.
that.
They're going to set up a booth. It's going to be there from sign up to when we leave at Brickside, and you pay a fee and you can throw at the custom bullseyes that they
Really?
make.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're real excited
Oh,
for
that's
them.
going to be a hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a sport
excited
that's
about that.
on the rise big time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then we have Premier Energy Group was a brand new sponsor. Chris Moses, he's got his he's a active motorcyclist, so he's a new sponsor. And in fact, we brought Ritzy Lunch back.
Oh, good.
The run this year is in memory of Eddie Wilson from State Distributing and Linda Linville, which was John that owns Ritzy Lunch. She's been a big sponsor of Hogs for Dogs and Humane Society for years.
Yeah, both
they
her and Eddie.
both passed away
Awesome.
this year, and they both were really wonderful to us.
Yeah.
So when I added Linda to the memorial fund, or the memorial on the ride, John said he wanted to do bike night. He was bringing bike night back.
Oh, that's going to be
She'll
good.
definitely be honored, and there's going to be 800 custom koozies that are going to be given out on I don't know if we're going to have them ready for Thursday, but they will be given out Saturday. They're in memory of Eddie from State Distributing.
Right.
So it's pretty cute. He's lifting some Miller beers.
Well, I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Here we
Oh,
go, Eddie.
Here's what I say. Yeah, let's lift some Miller beers to Eddie.
Here,
Good
babe.
job,
Here,
Eddie.
Here's to
Do
you,
it.
babe.
Cheers to Eddie. Cheers to Eddie.
Shelly Moore Capito.
Mine's a Budweiser.
That was his call. We don't know. We don't know where that ever come from, but he always used to scream it when he drank.
Shelly Moore Capito.
Yeah.
Before he slammed a beer down,
Yeah.
he would yell
Yep.
Shelly Moore Capito.
Yeah.
Anybody that knew him, he was
Yeah.
legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of a kind, that's for sure.
That is fantastic. Well, you talked about bike night, so that's happening actually this Thursday. This coming Thursday.
Yes, let's all hope for good weather.
And now explain to me actually because we've been to bike night. Was it last year or the year before
Yeah.
we came
At
to
the
bike
Legion,
night?
yes.
Oh, okay. Then, you know.
Yeah, we've been to both.
Yeah.
I've drank too many Miller Lights. Shelly Moore Capito.
Yes, Eddie, we love you. But yeah, I don't know. Years ago, Ritzy was a huge. Bike nights had 200-300 people every Thursday night, and so when John suggested we bring it back, we were really gracious that he wanted to host it.
Yeah.
We'll have the Eddie Davidson band set up in the street. The parking lot's going to have our booth set up by our T-shirts and all the prizes you can win between the Hardy shops that are being donated, and free food while it lasts that are being donated by Chris Southern's Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pizza Hut.
You know what? I haven't seen Chris forever.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
no, I
probably
haven't
going to
seen
be
him
there.
for
He's,
years.
Is he going to be
I
there?
think he's going to bring it
Well,
bike night.
good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Chris forever.
Yes.
Chris is a cool cat.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
he hasn't changed much.
Shaky hasn't?
No, it's still shaky.
I love that. I love that. I'll have to say
Man,
hi
I
to
know
him.
it's been 25 years since I've seen
Yeah,
him.
so we're doing food, and you know what we always say, it's free while it lasts. We can't ask
Right.
him to donate, so if you get there early, you're going to have all you want to eat. You'll have chicken, pizza, and like I said, we're going to have music and prizes, and the Triple S Street team will be there giving out promotional items.
It'll be chicken and pizza, though. It's not chicken pizza.
You know what? that would. Hey, but I have seen where they do make like some kind of barbecue chicken
The buffalo
Yeah.
chicken's
with a buffalo
good.
chicken
Yeah.
on,
It's
on,
not
on
bad,
a,
yeah.
on a pizza. Yeah.
So that is from 6 to 8 next Thursday, or this Thursday coming, June the 6th.
So what now? Can you actually register for the ride this Thursday, or is that
actually,
going to only happen on Saturday?
Pre-registration is already open at www.hshcwv.org. So you can go ahead and register.
Okay.
Skip the long lines.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
www.hshcwv.org.
Very good.
That's Humane Society, Harrison County, West Virginia.org.
You know why I love Tracy? Let me tell you why. Because she's always laughing, and that's good. But other than that, when you say W, you know what? I love that. So, do me a favor, say George W. Bush.
George W. Bush.
See what I mean? That W. Michelle says it the same way. That W. You can't beat that stuff. Like, you can't beat that stuff.
That extra W is for winning.
So-
HCHSWB.org.
Right, very good.
No,
Okay.
HSHC, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right here on the flyer. You have that up on.
I think
That's
I
where
just.
I got my can.
Yeah, you accidentally put them
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
So that's
Hey,
what,
I'm not a Todd Beck.
now Richie's down there
For some
by
reason, we don't have the
Yeah.
link on the paper.
It's at 456 West Pike Street in
which
Clarksburg.
is right by the post office, right between
Yes.
the post office
And
and
the
Robinson
Robinson
Grand.
Grand,
You can't
yes.
miss it right there on Pike Street.
Yeah, John set the standard for bike nights around here.
Well, you know
Richie
what?
Lunch.
I can remember coming back from delivering mail.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, and they would have this big thing in the park, which is you
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there would be like tennis. They had like the cones with you had to lay the tennis
we
balls.
may
all
have
this-
some games going on that
Yeah,
night.
and I was
Yeah.
like, what in the hell is going on
Yeah,
over Richie's
bike
lunch
games.
tonight? Yeah, and it was good stuff, man. That is fantastic. So
Yep.
that happens at 6 o'clock this Thursday over at Ritzy's.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's going to be bike night.
That
That'll
is
be
bike
bike night.
night.
All right. Now, not to confuse that, which is sort of related with
Yep.
what happens on Saturday, which is the actual dice run,
Yep.
the Hogs for Dogs, in
June 15th.
June 15th, 18th annual. My goodness. And then, so now what happens up there? That's going to happen, the registration actually, and the ride starts from the Brickside there in Bridgeport.
It does, yes.
Yeah, the registration and sign-ups at Brickside, also the after parties at Brickside. We're going to have vendors. We got a guy that'll be selling patches, and he can actually sew patches on up there. Helmet stickers.
When Chad was up there, he actually saw, was it Miss West
Yeah,
Virginia?
Miss West Virginia.
Miss West Virginia.
She was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I still have that picture. I've got a picture from bike night from last year. My fiance Brucey and I. And
Wow,
everything.
did you? When did you guys get together? I
Your
didn't know about
fiance
that.
Bruce.
Your
My
fiance.
fiance Brucey and I.
Yeah.
Commas between them all.
So they're supposed to be. Oh, we missed the commas.
Yeah.
See, we've been giving Chad hell lately.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we've got Miss West Virginia this year, but we got the
I
Triple
just
S.
wrote her name down. I'll give her a shout to see if she's available that day.
But we do have the Triple S Street Girls, so
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're for bike night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
always, yes, very nice.
Yeah, see, that's the one. Throw that up there. This was when Chad was up there with Miss West Virginia there for a couple years
Yeah.
ago. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I tell you what, though, there is one guy that I know that loves. I don't even know if he has a motorcycle, but he loves
gonna be loud.
dice runs, and you might know him. But he almost competes with Chuck Norris because his name is Chuck.
Uh-huh.
I mean Chuck Norris. What? Oh, what? What are you telling me? You ready?
Just make sure it's up. 'Cause it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
before.
Anyway, who we're talking about, and I know you know this cat, perhaps, but
Okay.
he's the baddest ass, the biggest bike rider. He might compete with Wayne Worth in a charity fight-off that we're going to have at the Mellon Arena, Misophonia in Pittsburgh. His name, perhaps, oops, I just messed it up. We're going to start it right now. Chuck, it is... Vaughn Haggerty! You might see Vaughn Haggerty this Thursday at the Ritzy Lunch on Pike Street in Clarksburg for Bike Night. You'll see loud Harleys. You'll see chicks in bikinis. You'll see hot dogs and wieners. It's Bike Night with the Hogs for Dogs and Vaughn Haggerty. Get your tickets now at 681-222-7646. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Vaughn Haggerty. We love doing that because it sounds like a monster truck video.
Absolutely.
Vaughn.
Again, for those who
Speaking
don't
of
know
Wayne
Vaughn
Haggerty,
Haggerty, he just has a
We
really
need
cool name.
some with him on a motorcycle.
Wayne Worth, get on
Get on that,
motorcycles
Wayne.
with Vaughn. Wayne Worth makes all the pictures that we have with Vaughn Haggerty.
Does he?
Yeah. Now, this is another great question. We're going to because we're going to kind of associate, and we're going to get back to this a little bit later for everybody that's just, because they tune in and out all the time. This thing with the python in Morgantown, we're going to keep the animal aspect of things going on right now. I'm seeing some really weird junk in the news. This python magically escapes. No, my python has escaped a few times itself in its own right. But
Not really magic.
Oh boy.
Nowhere near the size of the one in Saberton.
I know. It's about 30 feet long, not 15 feet long. Thanks for bringing that up, Chad. I
Right.
appreciate that. But no, I see this thing now. How does somebody have a 15-foot python that just magically gets out of the
I read
truck?
an article. I read an article. I told you.
Tell me about it. real-
Okay. The owner of the python was on his way to have the python euthanized
Okay.
because it was getting so big that he was scared of it, to the point he was scared of it. So that's why he had the snake in the truck to begin with. He was on his way to get it euthanized.
Oh, he was heading to the vet. I thought you just get an accident. You know what? They should have brought it to
and then
Conan.
it
Just
escaped.
got Conan.
I was going to say, a hatchet works just as well as anything else.
Or double
But-
hot buck. I mean,
But that they've asked that exotic jungle pet store in Morgantown.
Did you ever see the dancers in that place? That's pretty awesome.
Exotic jungle.
The exotic jungle, the dancers at the exotic jungle.
They're all animals, man. I'm telling you.
Slithery
They're all
snakes.
Well, a snake that big, I mean, that's boots, a belt, a hat, you know.
Oh, I guarantee
That's
you.
all three.
Could you imagine what the private dance would be like in that place?
So he said the owners actually, I guess they've asked him to help with this search. But he said that once you become afraid of the snake, they get aggressive when they're not getting fed enough. So maybe the snake was hungry.
I can. This is what I can tell you too. And I'm not a crocodile hunter or a python hunter or anything like that. But I know when I used to raise a snake, you know,
Snake.
if it's
Slithery,
Slithery,
sticky
like-
Slithery.
it would get kind of grumpy if you didn't
Snake.
feed it. It would get kind of grumpy. That is
Slithery,
absolutely for sure.
Sneaky snake.
But I'm also seeing this stuff. There was a deer down. Do you have that picture you could throw up
Yes,
there?
sir.
There was a deer that got into Walmart down in Beckley.
Down in Beckley.
Now the bizarre thing about this is that you're
It's
going
the
to
woman standing beside it.
you're going to see there's absolutely there's a chick that is standing by this deer that's on its hind legs, like it's getting ready to fly with Santa on a sleigh. But the weird thing is, if you look to the chick to the right, and listen, everybody's got their own style of things, but she looks like she should be off Batman.
yeah, I'm thinking she likes Harlequin.
I don't even know. You know, I haven't drank that for a long time. But I'm thinking, all of this weird stuff now. There was a bear up at Cheat Lake. There was not Cheat Lake,
No.
Tigard.
Yeah.
Tracy was telling us about that. And then where was the other? There was a deer.
There was
and
one. There was a bear in Buckhannon that mauled
Buckhannon.
a woman.
Killed
her
Killed
dog.
her dog.
and there was a bear down there in Beckley that was running the streets of one.
Now this has all happened in 1 week in wild, wonderful West Virginia.
Then there was a croc in
Yeah,
the
don't
West
forget-
Fork.
1 week.
Yeah, don't forget about the croc in West Fork.
That's crazy.
It is getting
The
kind of
croc
crazy.
was in the Elk River last year, so it's made its way to the West Fork this year.
But anyway, in honor of all these stories of animals taken back over, we're going to tell some jokes right now concerning animals.
Machine Gun Kitty.
Hey, Tracy,
I
let
love
me ask you
joke
a
time.
question.
Okay.
What did the duck say when he bought lipstick?
Show me your duck lips.
Sort of close. Put it on my bill.
Hey, what happens when a frog's car when it breaks down? What happens to a frog's car when it breaks down?
I have no idea.
It gets towed away.
Oh.
Oh, hey, can a kangaroo jump higher than the Empire State Building? Of course, the Empire State Building can't jump.
Why did the Witches team lose the baseball game?
Why?
Because all their bats flew away.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Why couldn't the leopard play hide and seek?
Why is that?
Because he was always spotted. See, because a leopard spot has spots all over it. You see what I'm saying? We're doing this in honor. Tonight we have
I
Chuck
actually
and
thought
Tracy.
you said leper instead of
Hey,
leopard,
so,
and I was thinking maybe he was losing pieces
What's the
of himself.
difference between a leopard and a leper?
A leper.
These
Is
are
that
long.
like one of French?
Yeah,
like a French leopard
It's
is
a
good at
leper.
leper?
Leper. Hey,
What
how do you
did
count
Hey, I
cows?
have one. Oh.
How do you count cows?
How do you count cows? I don't know.
With a calculator.
What did the elephant say to the naked man? What did Michelle say to Chuck?
Dang! Oh! Dang!
Oh my.
I'm just kidding. But the elephant said to the naked
I know what
man.
she said. Please don't divorce me. I'm pretty sure that's what
No,
she said.
the elephant said to the naked man, "How do you breathe through something so small?"
Oh, burns.
Just threw it on you.
That was brutal.
You know what? That's not even nice. That wouldn't even be
I'm
nice.
just teasing you, babes. It's a show.
What do you call a pig that does karate? A pork chop.
Oh, that's good.
Your mom is so stupid. She tried to save a fish from drowning.
Hey, listen, what
She
happened?
said that with the right
I think that
voice,
was a
too.
cross between Ebonics and Webster.
Hey, you know what? The only thing I have to say right now, Shelly Moore Capito. Listen, there's always a party in this joint, boys. Once again, we have Shelly.
We have Shelly Moore Captain in the
We
studio tonight.
have Shelly Moore Nicholson and Tracy Nicholson and Chuck Nicholson in here talking about the Hogs for Dogs. Bike night's going to happen down at Ritzy this Thursday. It starts between 6 and 8. All kinds of fun games. Pre-registration now is starting for the big run on the 15th, which is the 100. How many miles?
104 and a half.
104 and a half miles, and all the proceeds are going to help support, if not, really, like you said.
100% of our money stays local, right to the shelter.
And it goes right to the Humane Society of Harrison County. That is awesome. And we're going to give you more details as the show goes on, along with some other antics. You know what? Now, I was talking to a dude. Now, you might know this. We like to talk about Shinston a lot. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Now, have you ever been? When's the last time you've been down to that Wind Down Wednesday?
I haven't made it to one this year. I went to a couple last year.
See, I haven't been down. I've never been to one. Now, see,
We really need to go to one, man.
Well, we have a friend, Jethro from Toronto.
Oh, God.
And Jethro from Toronto is a DJ.
Yeah.
And he is
We met him last October.
last October. Now he's been wanting to do some DJing stuff down at the Wind Down Wednesday and over at the pool and the 4th of July festival. Basically, it's me with a fake name.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's right. It's not me. But anyway, we have a dude downtown, Chris Rope. We're going to talk to him real quick. If I can get this stupid messenger up. This is normally Jenny's. Man, I am all flustered tonight.
Who are you thinking about?
Well, let me tell you something. Here's exactly why. Because all this weekend, this is all the kind of shit. And Chris, we're going to talk, excuse my language. This is what I've been dealing with. Because the lake opened up on the 15th up at Cheat Lake. That's where Michelle normally puts her boat.
May 15th.
Oh, yeah, May 15th.
Not June 15th.
Now, as you
May.
can tell, when you pull into the driveway, the boat's still in the front yard.
Yep.
I'm just thinking, hey, it's West Virginia. That's how it should be.
I thought you were waiting on a flood.
Well, exactly.
Well, I may be waiting on a flood to get it there.
Well, maybe you could just float on my big fat belly, Michelle. So anyway, all of this time I've been hearing all this junk about, Chuck, you need to get this boat. We need to get this boat ready, bird. So the last couple of days I've been pouring it on. I put a new prop on it. I charged the batteries, did all of this stuff. And I said, listen, the boat is finally ready.
Oh, you actually got the prop on it?
The prop, everything is
After
done.
we had to order 2 different parts, yes.
Yeah,
Because
dude.
the first they didn't match.
Wait a minute.
Match, so
Did
we had
you
to
put this prop on?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So actually
under
reverse
my
is forward. right?
supervision.
So anyhow,
I supervised. It's
I've
good.
been pretty much dealing with all this pressure of getting this boat up to Cheat Lake so she can go up there and do her boating thing at the expense of being, focused on the show, getting my jet ski done, watching Pornhub.com. I mean, all of these different things that is on Chuck's priority.
Well, the thing is, when the first part came for the boat, it didn't fit. So he said, I ordered it again. I said, how long is it going to be now? He said, 2 days. 2 days came, part come. I was all excited. Well, it was shipped in 2 separate shipments. So the first one came, but then the second one didn't come. So then we had to wait on that. I said, okay, I'm done. I've got to get something that floats. So while we're waiting, we'll start working on the jet ski.
Yeah, so we still haven't worked on the jet ski, and it's still sitting
Well,
out
we
there.
kind of have, but we
A
just
little
need
bit.
some parts for it now. But
All right, we're going to talk to
Anyways.
Chris real quick.
No water. Anyway.
gotta get something floats. Something
Yeah.
float.
Chris is downtown.
Hey, I got to go. I got an emergency at home.
Okay. Michelle, take over down there. Let us know what's everything going on, brother. Everything's okay. Chris, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Chuck?
Not too
Michelle?
bad, brother. Not too bad. Not too bad. Tell me what's going on this Wednesday.
All right, so Wind Down Wednesday. We're going to stay open down here at Finders Keepers until 9 o'clock. We're going to stay open. Hold on a second here. Let me.
Yeah, you get a
cancel out
little. Oh,
your
you're
show.
watching on delay, right? Yeah. I thought I heard something in the background that sounded sort of familiar. And I was like, that
Yeah,
sort of sounded
yeah.
like us for a second.
Yeah, it's kind of like talking to yourself, It's,
Yeah, most
no
certainly.
fun.
I do that a lot around here. So you have Wind Down Wednesday. Well, how long? Wind Down Wednesday has been going on for a couple of years now, right? And basically, if
Well,
you're,
I'm.
no, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I was just letting everybody know. In Shinston, downtown Shinston, by the Orioles Club, they have this stage. It's where the Christmas tree and stuff like that. Every Wednesday, there's what they call a wind down Wednesday, and they have different acts. And they have sometimes it's singing, sometimes it's just bands. They have all this good kind of like a get together thing, actually, just for a wind down Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, we're going to be we're located sort of diagonal from where they're going to hold that, right there beside Casey's, 301 Pike Street, right there at the corner of Pike and Walnut.
Mm-hmm.
We're open. We're starting on our 7th week there, and Finders Keepers is a variety shop. We do consignments, buy, sell, and trade. We have 26 different vendors at the time right now, 12 consigners, and if if there's somebody out there that doesn't understand the process of consignment, I can explain that here in a bit. But yeah, we've got a wide variety of products, collectibles, antiques, handcrafted, home decor, lots of gifts for family and friends. We've got some of the vendors. Well, most of our vendors are actually local. Natalie Trader from Shinston, she does some hand sewn Barbie clothes, American Girl doll clothes, so on and so forth.
Right. Now, when do you guys actually open down there? What's your hours of operation?
Our hours are Tuesday through Thursday from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and then Friday and Saturday from 10 till 9. 10 till 8, but we're going to be staying open at 9 until 9 on Wednesday.
Right, just for the you're going to have people down there for Wind Down Wednesday. Now, let me ask you, the stuff is the stuff in your store. It's called Finders Keepers there in Shinston on the main drag. Is it like every so often? I mean, just depending on what's being sold, what's not, who's coming in, who's coming out. You could find treasures one week, and maybe if you go in there one time, that's not how the merchandise is every single week. Could you say that?
Oh yeah, our inventory changes all the time,
right?
Because we, with the consigners coming in, their stuff will be in there for a while, and they'll swap out their inventory, and our vendors also swap out their inventory. We've got Rada Cutlery down there. We've got a full line of CBD products by Appalachian Cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We've got a local husband and wife company. Jason and Molly. They have a company called Meadow Sense. They have natural products, all natural. Great line.
Right
now, they have lip balm, salve.
Do you have this stuff like do you have your Facebook page? Or is it on your personal page? I mean, where can people actually go from time to time to actually see what's going on at any certain moment in time?
Well, we do have a Facebook page. We haven't really got it up and running yet a whole lot, but we are going to be featuring each vendor on that Facebook page. Just over the past 6 weeks, we've been busy trying to concentrate on getting set up and the business model, the way we've got it set up. It's kind of like I don't want to say flea market, but it's sort of like a mini mall.
Sure it is.
Each individual cubby in there's rented out to a different person, and they all have their own little niche.
Right. Once again, we're talking to Chris Rope from down at Finders Keepers in Shinston, right on the main drag. You're not going to miss it. Now, if somebody has something that how can they get hold of you if they do want to come down there and sell something to be part of the consignment there? Actually, is there a way?
Yeah. Well, you can get a hold of me. We haven't got a website yet, but just basically, if they want to call 724-621-5005, or they can message me on Facebook or through the Finders Keepers. And when they do a search on Facebook for Finders Keepers, make sure that you put in a $sign for the S on the Keepers part, because that'll, the Finders Keepers is kind of a, there's several of them out there, but ours is unique with the $sign.
I got you.
We do buy, sell, and trade. So yeah, I'm not a pawn shop. I mean, at some point, I may get into that, but I don't know. Right now, we're keeping it at consignment.
Once again, we're talking to Chris
So
Rope.
yeah, we've got.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Are you there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got. We've not only got the soaps and stuff like that, but we've got a line of gourmet cupboard, and that's what I wanted to mention. On Wind Down Wednesday, we're going to give away a gift basket. We're going to do a give tickets out. People will come in and
cool.
be giving that away. And Gourmet Cupboard is it's a gourmet line of mixes, dry ingredients that you add one or two ingredients such as sour cream, water, cream cheese, or milk, whatnot, and it's just a really nice line that we have in down.
You're right,
there.
and you just need to come down and check it out. That's going to be the biggest thing. It's
yeah.
Check it out. Get that Facebook page up there, man. And listen, hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to mention a few other people here real quick before we go. I mean, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
We've got Greg Holden of Holden Mining Company and Susan Messenger. He's got a line of educational toys down there. That's very popular. He's got a gem mining sluice and a rock wall and a bounce house that he takes around. He has his own business, but he's one of our vendors as well. Shirley Brockmeyer, she has a line of vintage jewelry. I mean, she's got a huge selection. One of our top sellers is Ricky Holmes. He does tie-dye shirts. He does spaghetti straps. He does handkerchiefs. Anything you want. He does custom orders. So come in and make an order with him. Jay Ernest, you'll see him set up alongside the highway. He sells a lot of flags and banners and signs.
Right.
Really super nice people. TJD Creations, she makes memory bearers and T-shirt, quilts, crocheted items. So yeah,
you got a lot going on down
that's
there.
That's just a few. That's just a few of our vendors. I mean, if anybody has anything that they want to sell on consignment, feel free to bring it down.
Awesome, dude.
We can take a look at it, give you a price, what we think we can get. Obviously, we'll get as much for it, as we can.
Right, Chris, give us your number one more time, brother. We're going to split out of here. We're on a tight time schedule here. Give us your number one more time.
That's 724-621-5005. And if you want to get a hold of me or Bridget at 570
awesome, yeah.
439 5013.
Cool, man.
And,
cool, man.
She's the co-owner.
Hey, listen, now, Chris, when you go back and watch this, Darren wrote your name R-O-P-E, and I'm sure that's not the first time that's ever happened.
Nah, man.
All right, man. All right.
There's 1,000 ways.
That's cool, man. Chris wrote from Finders Keepers, downtown Shinston. Listen, once again, you're going to be down there open until 9 o'clock on Wednesday for on Wind Down Wednesday there in Shinston, right?
Absolutely. It's early. Yep, 9 o'clock. Stop in and enter the drawing for the gift bag. UP doesn't ask it, and check out what we got. Check out our.
All right, Chris. Thanks for talking with us, brother. That was Chris Rope. We were getting a bad internet there for a while. It started dropping off. That was Chris Rope from, once again, Finders Keepers from downtown Shinston. Go ahead and drive through there. They have a big basket happening on a big basket drawing on Wednesday for Wind Down Wednesday. Once again, I've never been there. I want to do that. I want to try that.
It's a lot of fun.
And it sounds like they have a lot of stuff going on down there at the store.
Yeah.
The food trucks always have really good food.
Do they? I've never even tried that. I've never eaten out of a truck.
Yeah.
I've never done that. It sounds. I mean, they always have like.
Food trucks are always pretty good usually.
Are they? Are really good?
In all actuality, I've found that food truck foods are actually better than restaurant foods.
Yeah,
Really?
Sometimes they are.
Freshly made right there on the spot.
Usually cleaner too.
Dang. They probably have a lot of stringent.
And
There's probably a lot of rules.
Yeah, in a lot of places when it comes to a food truck, the laws on them.
Yeah.
There's a big one coming up, Cooper's Rock. When is it? June 23rd, I think it was.
I think
That
so.
big-
Yeah, June 23rd.
It's like a big food truck festival. Like
There's
like
a
tons
food
of
truck
them.
festival at Cooper's Rocks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to look it up and
It was on my Facebook.
Listen, that would be something that we should go video. That would
Yeah,
be
that'd
kind of
be
cool. And then we could get a bunch of free food, like walking through Sam's Club.
Yeah.
And then we could really rock this thing out.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I like your angle.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Once again, we're talking to Chuck and Tracy. Let's get back for let's get back to the Hogs for Dogs for a second. This is the 18th year you guys have once again been doing this dice run for all with to support the Humane Society of Harrison County. Thursday, listen, down at Ritzy, it's going to be a party, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's going to be called. It's bike night. It starts at 6. It's going to leave. Is it normally 8 on the dot or sort of whenever it ends?
Yeah.
Eddie Davidson's going to be down there in the band.
Yes.
Yep.
That's going to be a good time.
Yep.
Pre-registration's already started. I mean, where can you? That's one thing we didn't get into. Do you have to have a motorcycle to do this?
No, absolutely not.
Explain, because I saw somebody was going to bring some Mustangs.
Yeah, the Mustang Club has asked to join us this year, and it's just a fun thing. And you're doing something good. It's good to be part of your community and help out. The cost is $20 per bike. If your passenger wants to have their own hand and a chance to win the big prizes, then they'll pay $5. So for a couple, it's $25. We haven't never raised our prices.
Mm-hmm.
Our T-shirts will be $20, and yes, starting at 10 o'clock on the Brookside on the 15th, you can come in, sign up. We have fabulous door prizes, all kind of gift cards. Andy and Glenda Jo Hersey donated 2 beautiful fire rings that have the Hogs for Dogs on them.
Nice. Really nice.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
nice.
We have Harley Davidson wreaths, flags, all kind of stuff.
Because normally you have a boatload of stuff down there.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
do. Yes.
That is great.
Yes. So, and like I said, for the bike night, all the prizes are going to be gift cards, T-shirts, hats that are being donated through RG's Almost Heaven Harley Davidson and Triple S Harley Davidson. And there's going to be all kind of free promo stuff after we do the drawings. We're going to sell tickets up to 7:30 and then start drawing all the prizes.
And Triple S is bringing the inflatable barn shield and
Yeah.
what's the other thing?
It's it's one of their motorcycles you can get on and actually start it up. It's stationary, but you can go through the gears.
It's like a simulation.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do they have a motorcycle with training wheels? I've asked that once.
They
or
absolutely
twice.
do. Yeah,
It's called a trike.
Well, and you can buy a motorcycle and they sell a kit that is basically training wheels for it.
Right.
Drive Tire still does the drive, but it's basically training wheels.
Yeah, because one thing, listen, and I want a motorcycle, or I like to call them motorcycles, because I said bicycle. I didn't say bicycle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But anyhow, I'm to the point of an age now where I just don't trust myself. You know what I mean? That I would just turn one over. I'd put that thing. I don't know. I can't judge the road. Like one thing that burns my ass is when people throw grass. Even though I don't ride a bike, it's still even in a car at times. If somebody's mowing, especially on Meadowbrook Road, you'll get this. They'll throw grass out in the middle of the road. Well, you know what? Even in a car, you'll slide, and I can only imagine what it would be on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
So that kind of scares me. Stuff like that. I don't know the road very well.
Absolutely. Well, the grass it's nasty. You figure on a bike, the contact patch on each tire is maybe 2 square inches.
Yeah.
That's not a lot when you're talking about your life, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when you've already made the actual 104.5.
Yeah.
You've already made this ride.
Yep.
And so everything's set with that. That happens actually on Saturday, and it starts out at the Brickside.
Yep.
And you can if you haven't registered yet, you can just go up there Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and do all that.
Well, actually, somebody will be there the whole day, even if you just want to come in and start buying raffle tickets, T-shirts, or you just want to stay at the Brickside. It's $10 to stay and eat with us for the day.
Because I think one of the important things to remember is, say that because I'm not a bike rider, is that if I want to support and have a good time, I don't have to be that guy. I can go up there.
Absolutely
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, and go up there and pay the fee there, and then help the Humane Society all at the same time and have a blast, and then the after party after it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you got to be is an animal lover, really. You know?
Absolutely.
Do you know who's playing at Brookside? Do you know if there's somebody playing?
We've got the JR High Energy Music Show.
Okay.
Great DJ from local guy.
Yeah,
Also, the
does
Best
a great
Western
job.
next door is offering a special rate for that weekend. You can check in Friday night or Saturday night, and the rate is $72.
See, I was going to ask you about that, because if you're out riding all day long with the sun beating on you, then you go and have a little fun, adult fun.
Yep.
How convenient would it be to walk right across the street to go to the Best Western, and for $72 at that?
Yeah.
And that was great. That was nice at Best Western.
Oh, yeah.
To give a nice
They've
deal
always
like
been
that.
awesome, and we've had. I mean, last year I think maybe 25, 30 rooms were rented, and they had a pool. The pool was open, so they went swimming after. And actually, this year the Brookside then is having a band after. So if you want to stay, then you're free. There's entertainment all evening there.
All you have to do is when you book your room, mention that you're coming for Hogs for Dogs,
And you'll get that
and
72
you get
rate.
that discount.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about that? That is great.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if they would let me get that jet ski and throw it in their pool.
I'll help you, man.
Would you?
I will.
I'll
man.
tow the thing over for you.
It'll be entertaining just to watch
I
you get
think
arrested.
so. And then I could get the Triple S girls, the street girls,
Yeah.
to get in the pool, to try to get on the jets. We're gonna make a game out of this. Hey, listen, not because I would enjoy it, because I wouldn't. It would all be for support of the Humane Society of Harrison County.
That sounds good.
I think so. I think so. Look at that look. I don't think she believes me.
I don't think so either.
Michelle's all of a sudden working the computers over there. Do you have that on your face? Put that on your face real quick.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
We could always
Now,
throw
see,
we could throw a Hardy shirt on Michelle, and she could be one of the girls.
No.
Yeah.
Now we're
There you
talking.
go. Got
There
some-
you go. Chuck
got some
right back
Daisy
at
Dukes.
you.
She got some Daisy Dukes.
I
you
got
go-
you, girl.
Oh, yeah, she has all of that.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Tracy.
Now, see, I'm going to be running a
See
little bit
there?
late. I don't get off work until noon.
Oh,
So, of course, luckily over here at East Point Plaza, right across the road.
Mm-hmm.
So, as soon as I get off work, I'll be right
come
on
right
over.
over.
I'm going to try to be the first one back, even though I'm going to be the last one.
Okay.
Well, you can't. Once you pay your money, you can roll all your dice at any of the stops. You can roll them all at the first stop. You know, once you pay to do it, you know, a lot of places a lot of runs used to make you go to each stop. We don't do that.
Right.
So if you're late, you can't make it on time. Just show up. We'll let you roll all the dice right there, and you're still in the running for the
But we
big
do
prizes.
encourage everybody to go to the stops because they do put out food and
Yes.
things with you, and all the local motorcycle riding clubs and MCs will be working all the stops. They donate their days to man all of our stops. That way, that years ago was really stressful that some people wouldn't show up and you needed to have 4 or 5 people. And now that's a wonderful idea we come up with to put the groups in each stop, and they enjoy it. And
Yeah, if you have the time to make the run, it's worth it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I guarantee you. It would. And plus, it seems like the route that you have this year, especially, it's going to be beautiful. Really,
yeah.
it's just going to be a nice ride.
Yeah,
it's going to be a nice ride.
It truly is, and all the stops are really nice. The staff are great. You know, it's
It's
gonna
just
be
a good time. It's
It
fun.
is.
It's absolutely fun.
Yep.
It's absolutely fun. What kind of bike you riding now?
I've still got my O2 dresser, old blue.
Do you?
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
70,000 miles on it.
70,000 right now. Does it ever give you any problems?
Once in a while, just basic maintenance, mostly just tires and oil changes.
Yeah. Well, how about that?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
And I ride it hard, so.
Yeah, well, wow. Yeah, hey, you know, there's a joke there, but I'm going to keep it clean.
That's all right.
oh my,
Yeah.
Chucky!
I was giving you a segue there, you know.
I was trying, Chuck. I was trying, but I was getting the eyeballs.
I hear you.
Need to talk about Godzilla too. Before
Yeah, let's talk about Godzilla. Chuck, are you a Godzilla fan?
I am.
Tracy, are you a Godzilla fan?
I've watched it. I can't say I'm a fan.
She watches it when I watch it.
Absolutely. And your favorite, is your favorite, my favorite personally, if it's from the 60s era, the early sort of the late 50s, then going into all of 60s, and then the early 70s. Listen, if it's on TV, I'm stopping the world and I'm watching it.
Yeah, I want to see the guy in the Godzilla suit stomping on the cardboard houses and stuff.
Absolutely.
That's Godzilla to me.
Day, yeah.
Absolutely. We went and watched this thing in celebration. Brucey had a birthday last week, by the way. Can you now listen? We were reading an article about how to lose weight and be more youthful. So we read this article about the Japanese and how you eat a lot of fish and you don't eat heavy. You do a lot of walking, do a lot of socializing and stuff like that. You would never believe that Bruce is 62 years old, would you?
No,
he just had a birthday.
Not.
He just turned 62.
Really?
So
wow.
So we saw that. It's like, now listen, we need to eat a lot more. We need to eat a lot more fish.
I figured he was our age.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, he looks good for us. He
looks fabulous.
Yeah, he does, I know. But anyways, Brucey's not. Well, how old are you? 48?
48.
Oh.
48
So he is our age.
Oh, man, I was impressed.
Listen,
As
he
you
was
guys
62.
go
I
on,
had you fooled. I was like, Brucey, they thought you were 62. So anyway, we went to go see Godzilla because we're all Godzilla fans. And if you haven't seen this movie yet, you have got to go see this movie.
Absolutely.
Jimmy, did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah.
Brucey, growing up with Godzilla in Japan, what were your impressions of it?
Well, I mean, the Godzilla always owned an Ghidra. Well, here they call it Ghidra.
Yeah.
But in Japan, it's got the extra name of King Ghidra.
King Ghidra.
He's a king.
Yeah.
He's the top of the hierarchy.
Okay.
Yeah. And his colors, body color is supposed to be pure gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did you think about the flick?
I liked it toward the end.
Right.
You know, when the Godzilla gets really mad. I mean, instead of he destroy anything, he was pretty much turned around just for the target.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was a good story.
Yeah.
See, that's what when we watched this thing. There's so many little Easter eggs in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Between the music, like that dun dun dun, that stuff, all that.
So, yeah, that was the best part of the movie, I think, where they
Well,
brought some of that old school stuff.
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You remember when they had the movie that had Mothra in it, okay, and then they had the two twins in the box. They would sing, and Mothra would come out, and Mothra had that cool sound to her. Yeah, and then she would have, whatever that sound with that thing was. Well, guess what? It goes through the years of the twins, the two that actually played that, and you can actually see them progress in the flick. I mean, they actually show them in real life, so it's pretty neat. It's like a cameo sort of thing. Yeah. So like, there's the twins and there's Mothra. And I think they really did it. The crazy part about it, when you see the scale of Godzilla. Yeah. Or Ghidra, or all of these the titans that they call them. I just call them monsters, but the titans that they call them. The scale of what they are to Earth, you're like, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a
They're
lot
huge.
different. It's a lot different. And that's what we were talking about, the whole King Kong versus Godzilla. How they're setting that up. It's like, how is that going to match up? Because Kong is so much smaller than Godzilla from what they set it up. Man.
The bad part about it is, I think what you're thinking of is the King Kong from back in 2001.
That climbs the,
Well, you're probably thinking more of the one that has Jack Black in it. Okay.
Any of them, you know what I mean? Okay. He climbs the Empire State Building. He falls off. Freaking Godzilla's big as the Empire State Building. He walks right through it. But
if
Skull
you
Island Kong is a little bigger. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Skull Island is what they're basing their King Kong off of.
Yeah.
That's where they're getting the Monarch and all that, tie-in and stuff like that. That King Kong is noticeably larger than the
but
I still don't think he'll be. I don't know.
See, that's what's going to be, because the end of this movie. See, I've never been a real King Kong fan. I'm not a big fan of King Kong.
No, me neither.
For what I don't know why. It was probably the first. Like in Japan they had Godzilla. In America you had King Kong.
No, I liked Skull Island. I thought it was a great movie.
I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I was never really a big King Kong.
That movie was known for the special effect.
Yeah. And so I've never really been a big fan of King Kong. But anyhow, there's starting this. Everybody's on this Marvel kick now because it's working for them.
Yeah.
So now you can all of a sudden, at the very end of this movie, no spoilers, but you can actually see some things where Godzilla and King Kong are they're going to meet up at some point because you can see it. They're talking about it. They're showing pictures of it, which I don't really think I want to see that. I want to see, if I'm thinking Godzilla, I want to think Mothra. I want to keep the Japanese theme to it. I don't necessarily want to see King Kong. Now, would you actually want to see King Kong and Godzilla just
only for the mere fact that they've already made it I want to see the newer version with all the special effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I agree with that.
Chuck, would you be interested in watching a movie like that?
I'm kind of like you. I don't. To me, King Kong's a 60-foot gorilla.
Yeah.
And Godzilla's got the laser breath or fire breath or whatever it is.
Right. And the cool
There's
sound.
no way
He's going to burn all the hair off of him right away.
I'm like, there's
Well,
no way.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Godzuki? Does Godzuki die? Whatever happened to Godzuki?
It was Gadzuki, and they only had like 2 movies with him in it.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Well, I know they quit showing parts of Son of Godzilla, which was Gadzuki, promoted child abuse. It's when Gadzuki's trying to learn how to breathe fire.
Yeah. It has a little puff of smoke. Kind of
they're at that water, and then Godzilla steps on his tail and
Right.
breathes fire. Yeah, they're not allowed to show that on TV.
That is
because
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not joking a bit.
How stupid
Not
is this
joking
world?
a bit.
This world doesn't. This world's going to shit fast.
Yes, big time.
I mean, unbelievable.
That's
Unbelievable.
Now, there was another one where Gadzuki was in there, and he helps defeat King Ghidorah. That was back in '68, if I'm not mistaken. That movie was in '68.
See, I always loved
Do you think the one? Remember the one monster that come out of the earth? You know, the whole mountain started moving. Do you think that was that? What was his name? Gameron. You know, did like the turtle-looking thing.
Gamera.
Gamera, and that thing would fly through the air. Would have like the jets coming. Yeah. You know, that would have been cool. See, and if they set this up for eventually to do that, but see, here's the problem that I see with Godzilla is that people in America, if you're under 40 years old, you probably have no idea what we're even talking about.
Or you're thinking that's stupid.
Because I went on Rotten Tomatoes and I started reading reviews. And you could see, the critics that were saying like 40. Ebert loved it, though. He said 4 out of 5. But now the people that actually watched it said about 90%. They liked that movie. So then I went through and I started reading what people were saying about Godzilla. Here's what I saw. If you were a fan of Godzilla, the 60s and 70s, if you grew up with Godzilla, then you love this movie. But if it was something like a Matthew Broderick Godzilla or this last Godzilla, you're like, oh, this is stupid. Where's Iron Man? One of them kind of things. And it's just like, come on, man.
They were too interested in the human characters than they were. I mean, think about it, people. The name of the movie is Godzilla. Who do you think the main friggin' character of the movie is? That's the only story that you need to be concerned with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't care for either one of the last 2 Godzillas that came out.
Yeah.
It was like,
a lot of people just said just a lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was especially the Matthew Broderick thing. I was like, what the hell is
stupid.
that?
It was stupid.
What? Bueller, get out of my face,
That
dude.
was dumb. Yeah.
Now, Carol said her favorite Titan is Mothra.
Martha, she like,
I thought they did a good job.
They
with
did a
Mothra.
really good job. She even said that they did a really good and showed her, like her special powers and all that kind of stuff. They called her the queen of the monsters and everything.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
They did a really good job. But like Chuck said, they brought back showed a little thing of the twins from back in the day. And all that. They had the music, the old Godzilla coming out of the water.
Now, here's
music.
another thing. They have these bases, Monarch. Was it Monarch?
Yeah.
Okay, Monarch. They had all these different bases throughout the United States where they had these kind of titans kept in
Where
the
they
captivity.
found them, yeah.
Now, if you go back and you look and see what numbers that they call these bases, like Monarch 51, Monarch 68, those were the movies. Those were Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
So you can see like 1951 was a movie. 1958 was 68. All these great
that's kinda
movies.
cool.
And so all those different things were the numbers of the big
cool.
Godzilla movie. So they did all kinds of little junk like that.
That's kind of
Yeah, it was like whatever the number was the movie that Titan was introduced in.
Huh.
They've been making that. They have 30 some Godzilla movies now.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
They could do a Mecha Godzilla. Remember the?
Oh my goodness, this is the one I want to see though. Then this is one character that I grew up with, like Godzilla, that I haven't. There's a cartoon series now on Netflix, but Ultraman. You know what I mean? Now, if they would make a modern day Ultraman,
That would be cool if it was done right.
if it was done right, that would be neat. But they did with Star Blazers or with Battleship Yamato,
Yeah.
and that was a great movie. If you ever have a chance, do you remember Star Blazers? It was the battleship. It was the battleship in space.
Yeah.
That it was in space, but it was a battleship, and it just looked like a battleship, like a World War II battleship, and it was a cartoon back in the day.
Their mission
Yeah.
is just pretty much to protect the Earth.
Yeah, but it was really cool. It was a great movie. And I loved it. in the United States, no one really knows what that is anymore.
Yeah, but if you
know?
think about it, that's the President Trump, the so-called Space Force.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
actually.
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, if you have a chance, Chuck, go watch
Check it out.
Godzilla.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you have a chance, if you're a big Godzilla
it really
fan,
does do a
do
good
that.
homage to the
Good deal.
early years.
Patty,
The one of the big things I liked is I liked how like throughout the movie you can hear Godzilla kind of roar a little bit and stuff, but then man at the end you hear him do the big roar and it's like
when
yes!
you hear the big boy
The old
bark,
school,
when
yeah.
you hear the big boy bark, when you hear that, there's a particular, that Godzilla, that's late '60s, that particular Godzilla sound.
Yep.
You hear that,
And at the end of
Goosebumps.
it, how he has that last little bit of grumble.
and there's, yeah. See, that's what I mean. I don't want to give it away too much, but there is a point to where you'll hear this. He gets. That last like cello or whatever they use to actually make that thing, but you'll hear this particular sound. You'll hear it. He's full of nuclear. He's just getting jazzed up.
Yeah.
But there is a sound that it makes, and that sound that whatever that sound is, they use that. I can remember listening to that in the '70s, but not in high definition. But I'm like, oh my God, this dude's gonna blow, and it's gonna be magnificent.
He's pissed.
Yeah, Jesus himself is walking somewhere else right now because he don't want to mess with this cat. He's going wong, 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 wong. You just know he's going to explode. But go check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Once again, I want to thank Chris Rope for talking to us down at Finders Keepers in Shinston. They're going to be open down there. It's a consignment shop. They have all kinds of different stuff. Inventory is always changing. They'll be open until 9 p.m. on Wednesday for the Wind Down Wednesday in Shinston. Also, a big thank you for Chuck and Tracy Nicholson for coming in.
Hey, thank you.
Listen, Hogs for Dogs. It's kind of hot in here now because we turned the air conditioner off. That was kind of stupid, wasn't it? At the Ritchie in Clarksburg, 68, this Thursday, you're going to have bike night, all kinds of entertainment. Listen, Shaky's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hoping
Daggone it.
Shaky's there.
That would be the price of admission alone. You can go ahead and register. The registration is going on now for the big ride. It's going to happen on the 15th. All proceeds going to be going to the Harrison County Humane Society.
Yep.
104.5 miles or 100
104.5 miles.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
And it's going to be a good time. 5 stops. Party at the Brickside at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Yep.
Ride all day long. Party at the Brickside that night after it's all over. Then walk across the street to the Best Western.
Absolutely.
$72. Call over to the Best Western in Bridgeport.
Yep.
What
Tell
day
them
is
you're
it again?
It's on the 15th of June. Call up and then say, hey, listen, we're with the Hogs for Dogs. You get the special rate, $72. Wham! You get to wake up the next morning and see the jet ski that I have
There
with
you
the
go.
Triple S girls, bitches.
I don't believe so. Not from the look I'm seeing.
I'm busy back here. I'm not used to doing this.
Yeah, hope D he had to split real quick, so hopefully everything is okay. He had like an emergency. You never really know what's going to happen around here, as you can tell.
Yeah.
As you can tell. So anyway, on behalf of everybody that's not here, we're going to go out and drink some beers and wind down a little bit. We're going to have our wind down Sunday, actually. Miller Lite, Shelly Moore Capital. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. It'll be out tomorrow live on the audio podcast. Once again, you have been listening to Rogan Radio.
Later.